Well, howdy, folks. We're back here at the 27th annual 75 Chrome Shop, and it's a beautiful day for a truck show. And as you can see, we have a full parking lot full of beautiful tow trucks that have come from all across the U.S. And if you're on your way, we can't wait to see you. You'll have a good time. Lots to see, lots of food vendors, lots of regular vendors. And of course, there's a showroom for you to browse through and pick out some goodies to take back with you. But as the camera comes down here, we're going to talk with a gentleman with a spectacular truck that, has caught my attention ever since he's been here. And so he's going to share with us exactly what he's done to get this truck the way it is. So, Steve, here we are again. Introduce yourself again.
My name is Steve Constantin from Hamilton, Ontario. It's my 2001 Kenworth and my 2025 Tempty Super Hopper.
Very nice. So, where do we begin?
Where we want.
Let's start with the front.
Yes, sir.
And tell us what we're looking at here in terms of the custom work.
Well, as far as the front goes, on our CNC machine at work, we did an oversized Kenworth hood emblem. So that's the old style KW. I believe it's about 5 inches bigger than your standard hood logo would be.
So why would you want a larger logo?
Just to be a little different, custom, never really seen it anywhere else before, oversized that big. So we had to make the base for it too, so you can get your hand open the hood so it comes down. So I actually used the original holes that were there to hold it on. And It's just coming down extension, so we can hold this on. I think the original holes are about here, and then we just did this. Got a chrome, then did the urethane in it, so it looks like a real factory emblem on there. Then basically we made these headlight bezels, which I didn't get a chance to finish them, but so they were out of billet aluminum, done on the CNC also. Did the Red Bull, then we were going to put our colors on there, but of course didn't get to finish polishing it or get it painted out. And then we used SolidWorks at work to build machinery. So basically, Scott, we drew and designed that bumper, had it laser cut, then had it formed, and then we welded it, polished it, and then sent it out for chrome.
Okay. Well, this style of bumper I've not seen before. Describe that.
Well, basically, I got that idea, and I have to think back, because one thing, this truck, I bought it in 2007, late 2000, so I started working on customizing at that point. And I remember seeing those lights because they're full housing and they're pretty deep, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to make the bumper where the bumper actually wraps around the light but not all the way, and have it step down as it goes down the middle and put the license plate right in the center.
It's certainly a one-off bumper.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
So as we're going back here, tell us about the hood, because the styling of the hood looks a bit
right.
different.
It's a stock hood, but my friend Randy Young, he gave me this idea, which he knew about, told me to go ahead and extend this fender. So what we did at work again, we made a cardboard template of the actual radius that was in the fender, and then we took the OD of the tire, and then we sent out a piece of fiberglass, half-inch thick fiberglass, to the water jet cutter to do a perfect profile of the tire and the fender. And then my friend Mike, who did the bodywork back then, and he ended up screwing that piece in and doing all the bodywork with 3.5 inches. So we've added about 3.5 inches. Somewhere around here we've added 3.5 inches. So filled it right up to the actual OD of the tire. So
that's really cool. How do you like the way it turned out?
It turned out beautiful, yeah.
So did you guys get it right the first time? Or
yeah, he did it right the first time, but I was just really blown away when I saw him putting wood screws in to hold it in. But he's like, Steve, we don't put wood screws in here, or he had like self-tapping screws to put in there. It's not going to hold together. So that's how we ended up getting that done.
Okay. So moving further back, let's spin around. Let's look at this breather.
Yes.
What's unique about this?
So that breather, we extended 10 inches. So basically, the actual housing that was on the truck, we wrapped it 5 inches longer. And then we took another piece of solid billet aluminum, and then that was machined by my brother-in-law on the manual lathe, and hogged it all out, then finished it so it fit inside the sleeve nicely, and then boarded it out at the bottom, and then we actually put a 4-inch light on the bottom, and then we added this signal light on the bottom also. So it's real, it's actually billet aluminum. Then we made a structure in there to hold it secure because it's a little bit heavy.
So how did that idea come about?
I seen people extend them, but they put a sleeve on it, but they leave a hole there. So the old breather you can see up inside, and I wanted it to be complete and look legit. So we extended it, made all the hardware inside to support it, and then made this out of billet, chromed it, so it's for real. And then added this custom signal light, which is one of the company's, North Point Industries, and then we ended up, taking the front out, taking the side out, And now this is just a tail and a signal light. So
You mentioned legit. You wanted it to look legit. There's so much legitness.
yeah.
And what do we got going on here?
Well, one of my favorite bands, Motorhead, Lemmy. So basically, again, Scott, we found this picture online. It was the coolest picture because you can see the cigarette Lemmy's mouth, his hair, the hat. The Aces, just iconic, one of my favorite bands. So we ended up making a couple of nice Kenworth emblems with Motorhead on them.
Very cool. And moving further back, these step boxes have a really cool look to them, a pleated look.
So once again, my friend Randy suggested we drop the boxes down. So we dropped the boxes 3 inches. So we made all these covers out of stainless. And then this is our good friend Billy Baker's idea, which the same guy we used to do some of the fabricating made that for me about I don't know, a year ago, something like that. One of the things we did on everything I wanted to do, which I saw, you know, on reefer trailers, is we put these pleats on absolutely everything on this truck, inside, outside, on everything we built here out of stainless.
It's amazing. Right here in this area, I had a question about something, and then when Brian Burke and I were walking around this truck yesterday, he was wondering about this. That's
factory
placement?
That's factory. I got the chrome one, just haven't had a chance to put it on, but that is absolutely factory.
Okay.
100%.
And this step light.
That's factory too. It was black. I bought the chrome ones. Actually, Kenworth sells the chrome ones also, so that was purchased right from Kenworth.
All right, so we can see that there's some factory stuff on this truck.
Yeah, we took the signal light off the hood, then we actually made a billet bracket here, had it chromed, drilled a couple holes up in the bracket, and put the signal light up here, and that's why I turned the breather light to the signal light here at the back, so you had the back signal light also.
Very cool. Steve-O. How'd you get the nickname Steve-O?
Motocross. I used to race motocross when I was younger. So.
And how'd you do, what bracket and everything? Or
basically, I never actually got out of junior, so.
Okay, so, nothing wrong with that.
125 class and 250 class, so.
Awesome. Whose stacks are these?
Lincoln 7-inch. It's just straight pipes right out of the downpipe, so. Nice. Sounds awesome. A little loud in there once in a while, but it's still cool.
Like it.
So yeah.
That's how we like it. Custom bracket back here?
Yeah, so again, billet aluminum, put it on the, I believe that was done on the CNC, and then you can see the nice little clamp we made with the Kenworth emblems on it to clamp the mud flaps, just save the tanks a little bit, so.
Nice. Usually guys will go with like, stainless straps, but you have, what do you call that? Just a nice...
Yeah, I wanted to break it up because they were polished and it's just easier. I thought the brown would look nice to break it up. And then I had it on brown first to see if I liked it. And then I thought, well, I'm going to make these sleeves and see if I like those sleeves to put over top. So I put the sleeves on, so it looks cool. And then we ended up having Rolly, the guy that does all the pinstriping and painting. I had the picture had a Lemmy. We had actually the fuel tanks actually painted Lemmy's head on here. And then we actually covered them back up now. So. Somewhere down the road, somebody's going to get a surprise when they take those covers off and see that there's a picture of Lemmy painted on the fuel tanks on both sides. So.
That'll be hilarious. I love these Union 76 fuel caps.
Yes, sir. That brings me back to as a kid watching NASCAR on Wild World of Sports and seeing the Union 76, which love it everywhere. You see the Union 76 sign. Even in Smokey the Bandit movie, you see there where they pull into Lamar's restaurant, all that business. So that's basically it. Just try to do revolver style out of billet aluminum. So it basically covers the fuel cap that's on there, and it's got a big bore inside of it, so it still vents through the cap. And there's a couple of 1032 set screws around there. And then once we torque the cap on, set it once, and then they're set now. So they lock in place every time.
Very nice. So that can't be bought off the shelf anyway.
No, we made those custom on the CNC again. Yeah.
You might get some what do you call it? Orders for those after a while.
No, we build machinery. This is all just like one-offs. Yeah.
Very cool. Same thing with the same style as boxes up front, back here?
Basically the same thing. What happened, there was a gap here. When I bought the truck, the fuel tanks were set back, so the fuel fill was back here. But there was factory holes already for the hangers to hold the fuel tanks where they belonged, so I ended up putting it back where it was. And then basically had the battery boxes as big as I could get them, so to fill in the void.
Well, you got something for the Star Wars fans.
That's it,
right here.
Stormtrooper.
You're a Star Wars fan, are you?
Yep.
Cool. Very clean on the backside.
Yeah, it was one of the nice things when I bought this truck. Two buddies of mine called me up, Terry and Carrie called me, said, you want to build a beautiful truck? There's a truck for sale, has no wings on it. Studio bunk, went and looked at it. That was in pretty decent condition, really nice condition actually. And then ended up scooping up late 2007.
Okay. So some guys will have a shock box, but would you call that a shock box, or what do you call that?
Well, I don't know if they call it shock box, Talladega box, what have you, but what I wanted to do was the light bar I made at the back, and on this box here, I wanted to copy it. I like it more like a deflector, or just a shape aerodynamic. So, and the light reflects off this bottom lip right here. So it almost looks like there's 10 lights on there, depending on what angle you look at it. You can see it actually right there. You can see the lights reflecting up in it right now. It gives a nice reflection off of it, and it just looks just pretty neat.
Very nice. So moving on to the trailer, what do we have trailer-wise?
So trailer ordered from Tempty through Wade again. This one even way better than the last one. Very accommodating. They did a ton of work for me here, but it's a 2025. Was built in December, and my friend Terry Thompson picked it up for me out of Nebraska. I got it January 6th, I believe.
So what have you done with it?
So basically, once we got it, we stripped it as far as all the aluminum goes, the DOT tape goes. One thing they did at the factory for us, they deleted all the ladders, anything that was huck riveted on the front and the back, and then they put it on independently from the production line. Because when they huck it on, you got to grind it, makes a mess. So it's better if they bolt it on at the factory. So when we get it back, we just unbolted it, and then we were able to paint everything, put it back together. And then we made aluminum threaded nuts at the back, and we grind them and use a two-part epoxy Proform and bond them on. So now I can actually remove all the parts and pieces that would have to go up inside the trailer.
Wow.
So. Yeah, so there's your resemblance of the light box on the back of the truck with the light bar.
That's definitely unique. I've not seen any T-bar like that, or actually, well, would you even call that a T-bar? Because it doesn't even take on the T shape.
Yeah, I think just a light bar. Yeah, light bar, full light bar. Again,
Okay.
wanted to make it different that nobody would have. Same with the fenders. The fenders here that we made here, there's 5 sections to this fender. So this has the pleats in it too. This was made by a cardboard template first to make sure all these angles, everything was perfect. And then Louis formed it, welded it, and you can see how tight it is with the welds, how tight, but just, it's a unique fender. I just want to make something different.
I'm glad you pointed that out. I kind of like went past that thinking that it was, typical.
Yeah.
But we have some pictures of what this truck looked like during the process. So especially the trailer, because what are we looking at here?
So that's the trailer when I purchased it right from Tempe. So Wade sent those pictures after the trailer was ready and washed, ready to go. So sent me a few pictures of it. So that's the way I received it. I had the tarp made because they don't have that brown, and I wanted to put, that's a 2-inch seatbelt basically material. So I had it sewed every 48 inches up top, just to give it a nice little look. It used to be like the old rack and tarps back in the day. We had a vinyl tarp, and then they had the nice little stripes in it going down the tarp.
Okay.
Yeah, right out of the factory. So they added all these lights for me at their separate shop. This is where they would have bolted all the ladders and all the parts on and put all these additional lights I asked for. So by getting this license plate bumper below here, they added the other 3 lights for me here, because typically the license plate goes there. We could move it, but it's nice now that I got the stainless steel plate with an additional 7 lights.
Okay.
And then we made mud flap extenders because the mud flaps are too high, and then we had another 5 lights on each side. So we dropped the mud flaps down to 5 inches. So we had another, so on the back here, there's 60 lights on the back in total now. So.
That's awesome. Anytime you can get more lights, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with the chicken lights and chrome. That's
Yes, sir.
it.
Other views of the backside there.
Right out of the factory.
So what's going on here?
So here's where we started getting ready to do the work we were going to do. So basically we have these heavy sawhorses, got it set up, leveled off, drained the air, and then we ended up pulling all the landing gear off. So basically we wanted to take the landing gear apart. So my brother took the landing gear apart. And then Victor from Spitzline Polishing, who did the polishing on my other grain trailer in the 9670, Victor polished the bins for me, polished the landing gear. few other parts and pieces. And then he was a big help because he helped me prep the trailer for paint and mask it, which was a big job to get that done. So this is our start of the process of getting ready to get where we are today.
Very nice.
Yeah, here's the masking starting off. I think we went through 26 rolls of tape by the time we were said and done. So here's where I laid down the primer. Started to put down the primer on a Saturday. Went down pretty nice. And then basically what I wanted to do with the paint, the upper portion of the trailer, because of the studio bunk is tan up top, so I wanted the upper rail of the trailer plus the front and back caps to match, or sorry, the front cap to match the tan. And then we wanted the lower part of the trailer to be brown and come up the back end brown.
Okay.
So that'd be the tan done, and we're getting ready for the brown after this point. So that's all the tan, because I had to do it this way here, the way you see the picture bagged in the front and back, so we can go underneath and paint the tubs on the bottom and paint the lower rail that goes on the part of the trailer that supports it. Yeah, so that's basically all the tan still. So that's what we had to do just to get the tan on it. So now we're getting ready for brown. You can see we took all the paper off the lower rails, front, back. It's all stripped out. Then you can see the top of the blue paper. We covered up all the tan. And once we bagged it, we tape it to the floor with fiberglass tape, and then basically that secures the bottom from getting it over spray in.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just getting ready for the brown. Yeah, so that's it now. So we've obviously taken everything off of it, and now we're getting ready to start putting it back together. And there's a process where we start to put things on. So you can see in that picture, the lower extensions made for the mud flaps, I had them with the tan first. I really didn't like the look because it shortened the trailer up. So then I took them off and we painted it brown. Now you can see the trailer's just nice and long in the back, a little deeper now at the back. So this truck was painted at Country Collision.
Okay.
So we did all the other work, but Country Collision definitely did all the body work, did all the paint on the truck, which would have been the cab, hood, bunk, and then the frame.
Okay. So. And then you guys painted the trailer, or you painted the trailer?
I painted the trailer personally, yeah. I painted the trailer. Yeah.
That's awesome. So. I wouldn't have, the paint job on the trailer is so great. You know, that's one of the things Brandon and I talked about yesterday, of how well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. There he is. Yeah.
So this is the Easter egg, the surprise that someone would find if they take that.
If those covers come off, yeah. Yeah, Rolly did an awesome job. Awesome. By hand. That's all by hand. Yeah. That's just a load I did. So late fall, actually November, ran a load of beans into Hamilton down at the harbor with the Kenworth.
So for the folks that would want to know, this is a working truck and working
somewhat,
trailer, or
yeah.
what?
Somewhat. Yeah, I'll be loading corn maybe not next week. I won't get home till midweek, but the week after I'll start loading. Yep.
All right, cool. Very nice. So we're going to come back out and continue having a look at the trailer and make our way to the end. And then we'll have some footage, some light show footage of what this truck and trailer looks like lit up. High-speed chicken feed, another common term, trucking term. So are you a trucking movie buff or what? Or?
Well, this one actually came from Charlie Tackaberry. He gave me this idea when he mentioned that to me. I should put that on my truck. So that's how that actually came to be. And once I saw that, we found the chicken. He mentioned just about high-speed chicken feed. We found the chicken, and then and we did pay for the rights to use the chicken and the horse that's on the cab. So that's how that came to be there. Nice. But it's a cool saying. I like it. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So working our way back down to the end of the trailer. So now in the photos you're describing making the hangers to extend the mud flaps and things like that, to be able to get some additional lighting and things. Was that a difficult process?
No, because basically what happens is originally the mud flap bolts right here on these holes here. So that's just your standard pitch. So basically we made this piece here 3/16 bolt in from behind, and then it's extended down 5 inches, and so you got the same pattern again. But I ran it across because basically you have the bumper, so I wanted to fill that void in, so we ran it across, add the extra light, then we made the filler plate. I didn't have time because we wanted to laser cut the temp TT inside there and light it up with a red box behind it, so it'll happen, but...
Okay. So let's take a look at what this thing looks like at night. certainly beautiful, and it took time to really walk around this nice and slow to take it all in. What's the total light count on the truck and trailer?
I think we're somewhere over 300. The trailer actually came out of the factory with 143 lights on it when they added all the additional lights for me. We put on another 30 or 40, 30 lights on the trailer. The truck, I believe, was somewhere on 190 or something. I'd have to count it again. But,
okay. You give a bull hauler a run for its money, headed down the road, you know, with the way they're lit up. I'd love to see, you know, running down the road lit up at night. Someone in the comments mentioned that they saw you coming through Nashville on your way here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I stayed in Knoxville from when I left. I stayed in Knoxville, and then I headed out Wednesday morning from Knoxville to get here.
While we continue to watch this footage, what's your process for keeping this clean? Any tricks?
Well, try to be a fair weather trucker, not to take it out too much. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's just a long time to clean it. I had help today with Carl and P. Caparel. They helped me the whole weekend to clean this truck and get it ready. So it's pretty awesome with the help. The heat, you know, we don't have this heat yet at home, so it's pretty brutal right off the hop. First thing in the morning, you're getting killed. So.
That style of lighting, is that typical for grain haulers, or is that something that you just wanted?
No, the actual lights on the trailer, the first time I was introduced to them through Tempty, these optronic lights. So I actually put them on a couple of my other vehicles because they are really bright. They're really nice lights.
Okay.
So
they look pretty stout.
Yeah.
I like them.
I like the old school box style lights, so that's why I stuck with those. They give you penny lights also, but
okay.
I like the older school look.
So as this clip gets ready to finish, there's two more areas I'd love to be able to take a look at, and for the viewers to be able to take a look at, and that's a peek at the interior.
Absolutely.
And a peek underneath the hood.
Sure.
So let's head that way toward the driver's door and take a peek through the door. So tell us about the interior.
The interior is actually pretty stock. Basically, that floor, I put that floor together myself. We got some 1/16 aluminum, bought some laminated wood, bonded it to aluminum. I have a pretty big saw at work, so made cardboard templates, and then just made the floor and the cab and the bunk. Basically, just a few simple things. It's pretty much bone stock interior. Everything's in great shape. The seats, no rips. Yeah. change the steering wheel. It's still so smart wheel, but bought that off of Force 8. And then we made these door kick plates here, just a Red Bull. Did the same thing, did the urethane. But yeah, it's pretty stock.
It's pretty good looking for stock.
Thank you.
Let's have a look underneath the hood if you don't mind.
Grab water. If you need it, grab it.
I believe the correct term is Lord have mercy. This is great. All right, what do we got here?
Basically 550 cat. Basically, the motor, the truck has 525,000 miles on it. So basically, the motor itself, we didn't do any work to the interior of the motor or the internals, but definitely everything's new on the exterior of it. Didn't have a chance to paint this compressor, but everything's brand new from front to back.
Okay.
Everything in steering shaft, I mean, everything's brand new.
So you just decided to change everything out, or what?
Well, just because the amount of time and effort and money we put into it, because the whole truck is, everything's new, all the glass is new, the rubber's new, the whole truck, all the door handle, like everything's brand new on this truck. Basically, we went through the whole truck, Marshall truck, we went through everything before we got it painted, did all the mechanical work, got everything ready for it. And then myself and my brother George, we stripped it as much as we could before we sent it to Country Collision.
Okay.
And then it started from there.
So I've not met George. Does George like truck shows?
Yeah. He goes to quite a few shows. Yeah. He used to go to a lot of shows actually. Hasn't, I think, been to too many lately. But
hopefully one day we'll meet him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go around and have a look at the other side. So, how you doing, guys? One of the things that I loved right away when I walked past a couple days ago. Tell us about your choice of valves.
Just basically one of the old school look with the taps on it. So basically bought these brass taps, polished them, took all the tops off and had them sent out to the chrome shop, had them chromed, then reassembled. Just give it a different look altogether instead of the ball valve or typical valve that you see on there.
Very nice. So what's your favorite part of this truck?
Favorite part of this truck? I think driving it, man. This thing's a pretty awesome ride.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think just the wheelbase, just everything. The truck rides so smooth, super fast.
Yeah.
Did about 75 all the way down here, average, some 80s a little bit, but yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah.
Very nice.
Can't do that in Canada, so it's pretty awesome down here.
So when you cross the border, you let loose a little bit?
Yeah. It's 70, right? I took 75 south down here, so it hits 70 mile an hour pretty quick. So, yeah. Oh yeah.
Very nice. So I can't remember if we talked about what you do, because you mentioned machines. You guys make machines or build machines,
yes.
things like that.
Yeah,
so tell us about what
equipment.
you do.
We make packaging equipment at the factory, and it's basically all export to the United States for glass companies. So we do welding, fabricating. We have electricians. We paint there, machine obviously. So basically, when there's opportunities with the machinery to get parts in, typically, Scott asks, do you need anything? It's like you don't ask anybody that loves custom parts and pieces if he needs anything, because you always need something.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's how it works. So basically, we just chip away at it, and the guys love doing different, from building the same parts and pieces on an ongoing basis. They love getting into, the custom work and doing some cool stuff like the motor head, Red Bull, so on.
So when you have an idea, Okay. So again, it's a beautiful truck lit up at night. And Steve, I really want to say thank you for taking a minute to talk. I think the camera, yeah, there's a heat warning on the camera. The camera doesn't like this Florida heat just yet, and it's time to get out of the heat. So I thank you very much for taking a minute to show us all about what you brought here.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, and for those that are headed toward the Chrome shop, we'll be looking forward to seeing you here. And if not, we'll see you guys down the road another way. That'll be good.